Right now, well, gas on boats, pretty expensive, but either way, we are going fishing. Cliff's putting his phone away because you know that this is important, trying to snag a few players that are some teams that could be going down with the ship. How do you go out there and get the prize catch like that?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
Segregated yourself on the other side of the boat.
I don't use
Elise, Clark, and I, we're over there. We're doing everything. We're chumming the waters.
Overboard.
You throwing baloney out there. I'm throwing real bait.
Why? Your hat. Okay. The other day you had a piano on your back. Now they give you that hat.
Exactly. All right, let's start with the small fish. Are you guys ready to go there and see what the small fish could bring in first? Yes. Cliff, you want to go first? Give me that small fish. What do you have for us?
I'm going to go with Chris Martin from the Texas Rangers.
Former Chicago Cub.
Former Chicago Cub.
I like to call him Cold.
Bring him back. You know, I think you looking at a guy who's been hot of late, you know, and so when you talk about, bringing in guys that's going to give you shorten the game, Chris Martin, for me, is that guy that shortens the game.
Okay.
And I say a small sample size. His last 7 games, I mean, he's given a 1 run in 8 and 1/3 innings, 2/3 innings.
Sure.
So that in itself, you want the guy that's hot. A hot hand, the ball come off the fingertips with a lot of confidence. I would go Chris Martin.
Familiarity with the Chicago Cubs,
yes.
That helps a lot too, doesn't it?
Big time, big time.
Elise, give us just a small catch.
My small catch is Kenley Jansen.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
so
Out
the theme here with all of my catches is going to be, I'm looking for winners, guys. Like, you're going to be looking at pitching in the postseason. I just want you to have that experience. So he's been really good too this season. The ERA might be a little deceiving. It's 5.40, but he has not given up a run in any outing except one where he gave up 6.
So there
that's what's throwing it off.
Yeah.
And so I think this is just someone who has got World Series experience. You want that on your team, so.
He's been hanging out with Ponce de Leon, apparently, because he's found the fountain of youth. About 5-6 years ago, he was throwing 92, 93, and he's back up 96, 97. So anytime
he found a four-seamer.
Anytime you can get that velo jump, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Medium catch. I need it, Cliff. Throw the line out.
I'm going to throw it out there. You know what? I'm going to go with Jeff Hoffman.
Okay.
Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay.
A guy, he had a little controversy in the offseason, right? He failed one physical. But I think he pitching with, with a little edge, right? With a little something on his shoulder to prove that he is healthy. And I think when you look at the Toronto Blue Jays, I don't think that their team in that division is going to do anything where they wouldn't be willing to trade a few guys. And I think he would be the one for me that I would go out early and try to steal him before a lot of people get into.
Would it be them hitting the panic button in Toronto?
Well, I mean, they gave Vlad Jr. $500 million, and I don't know if that was because they had to and from the pressure of the fans, whatever the case may be. But what I do say is you never punt this early. I just feel that team in that division with the way they play, they just don't play enough for me to feel like their team is going to be in the hunt down the stretch.
He's owed a good amount of money. That would be the only thing.
And you know what? You eat some of it because I think if you think you're going to win, sometimes. And my next guy will be the reason you could eat some of Jeff's money.
Okay, we're not getting to your next guy just quite yet. We're going to save
get to him.
The big catch in just a minute. Elise, I need a medium catch.
Okay, so I got you the closer.
Okay.
I'm going to get you another arm, higher leverage, has good stuff, Pete Fairbanks. Okay, so I went with him as medium. You were thinking about him? So I actually made him my medium catch because when you look at the age, Jansen's 37. You got Fairbanks, who's 31, I think it is. Yeah, 31 years old. He's got World Series experience. And I think that overall he's been good on the year and just throws gas. You like that?
I like. Who doesn't like velocity? Everyone likes velocity. You know, I'm going to throw a medium catch in as well because I got a little poo-pooed as we were in commercial break. I said Yamonkata. Yamonkata for the Angels hasn't been fantastic, but he knows the city.
Infield.
Over his last few games.
I got to look at
hot corner. Over the last few games, he has played well, hitting just a shade under 300. I'm not saying he's going to be the huge difference maker, but it's a medium catch. That's all we need to go with right there.
So you want a third baseman?
Yeah, I mean, if Matt Shaw doesn't come up, if he doesn't get things figured out down on the farm.
That's fair. You might need someone.
But if he does, we know he can pick it up.
I had to look at the numbers because sometimes he just throws things out there.
Why would I do that?
Oh, well,
do you know, when you were talking about the Blue Jays, it crossed my mind, Bo Bichette. I don't know his
I definitely thought about him
at third, but it crossed my mind.
Okay.
You know, because I don't think they're high on him as they once was, and it's just they don't, because if you're gonna give Vlad that much money, then you have to think about giving him
at least come somewhat close. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be in the
like
same neighborhood, but
we gotta keep him.
Okay, all right.
Did
Prize
they tell
catch.
you to move him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Says the guy who's sitting here chewing up all the extra air. Prize catch.
I'm going with Felix Bautista from the Baltimore Orioles. I think their season is going in the wrong direction.
You think it's over with?
Their window was open, and in my mind, I just feel like they're in a position where they're going to start getting rid of guys. And guess what I said? Remember I said this about Felix Bautista? He has 2 arbitration seasons left. So that means you can get it for cheap. He's making $1 million this year. So when you start doing these things, for me, it just opens up the door for you. So, hey, you know what? You might have to throw him a little bit more because they want a little bit more for what he's bringing. Coming off Tommy John.
Are you just probably giving every prospect?
well, think about it. I mean, you give him 3, and I think you can steal them.
No, my point is you're probably giving up a lot, but I don't hate it. I don't hate that one.
And you got look at the dollar signs. He's just looking at what makes sense.
No, and you have a closer, hopefully, for 5-6 years. I mean, what's the luxury? That's a luxury that a lot of teams don't get to have.
Okay. Elise, how about you?
Okay, so now I'm going to rotation because you want a guy who people fear
Saying that with
in
emphasis,
the office.
huh? Rotation.
The rotation, where we filled out the bullpen, Framber Valdez. Okay, so the Cubs, they've done some deals with Houston. Got Dana Brown on speed dial, so why not call him up and make this happen? He's the ace, been the ace for the Astros. Free agent after this season, so, maybe they might say you can have him. World Series experience, champ.
What do you think about the Astros? Think they still fighting?
That would be like the one thing.
Yeah.
Are they selling?
Athletics, Houston tied right now in second
I don't
place.
think they are. I think you're on to something. Especially when being a free agent. I don't think you. Look, certain dudes, I don't think you can keep.
That's the part that I thought maybe.
Well, my prize catch was Mason Miller from the Athletics. Is that realistic? I mean, do they part with him? They say, no, we're saving Mason Miller for when we relocate to Las Vegas in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Really?
I
Are
feel
people
like
going to come
to him.
and watch a closer?
That's
Is that the main reason why they'd come to watch a baseball game? I don't necessarily know that that's the truth.
Not. But you have to be overwhelmed with getting rid of him.
Yeah.
Like you have to, when you say three prospects, you giving up. Just everybody just go.
Yeah.
And then they'll send back what they don't want.
Okay. Sometimes that's unheard of for a closer, but we have gone fishing.
Probably true.